How you doing, guys? This is Jesse, aka Undead Domain, and welcome to another episode of Undead Domain Updates. So, last time, I announced that I was taking a small break, and I think it's about time that I came back and started making videos again and get right back into the thick of it. It's been some time, about a little over a month, and I'm ready to jump right back into the game. I needed to take that time in order to take care of some small little things, and also, you know, I kind of was getting weighed down by a couple of other stuff, but now I'm ripping ready and raring to go. And quite a few changes are going to be coming to the channel. But before we get into that, I actually got challenged by another YouTuber from the YouTube channel Dorkgasm. His name's Crispy, and he actually challenged me to a person behind the games challenge, which is you just give you guys 10 random facts or questions or answer questions or however, you know, we work it out. But anyway, I came up with 10 random facts, and, you know, I'm going to share this all with you guys and tell you a little bit more about me. And then I'll give you guys the input of what's going to be coming in the coming weeks. I have a couple of things planned, and I'm going to be going a little all over the place in terms of content, but we'll get into that later. So one thing that I think is pretty interesting about this challenge is I actually used it. I'm going to give you guys some cool facts about me, but I also used it to segue into some of the stuff I'll be doing for the channel. So at least I'll give you guys, you know, some information while also letting you know a little bit more about me. So let's start with fact number 1. Random fact number 1 is I play tabletop role-playing games. So, in case you don't know, tabletop role-playing games are, they're games in these, they come in books, and you play with some pen and some paper, you stat out a character like you would in any role-playing game for, like, the PC or something, but then you determine all of his actions and stuff by using dice, and whether he succeeds and fails is based on the roll of the random numbers of the dice. So the biggest thing that comes to your mind when you think of tabletop role-playing games is the mother of them all, or father, I guess would be the correct term, Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, come on. It's the thing that inspired a lot of great games like Baldur's Gate and Dragon Age and, you know, Neverwinter, and I can go on and on with a bunch of stuff that, heck, Knights of the Old Republic is based on a role-playing system. So in the short term of it, what it is tabletops is meeting with a few friends, filling out character sheets, and then playing through a game, an adventure. So it's a really major hobby of mine. I actually got into it when I was about 16, 17. I actually had a friend who wanted me to play D&D, but he wanted, instead of playing D&D regular, he wanted to do something based around ninjas and the Naruto style of things. He actually came up with his own original rule set, and that's how I got introduced to Dungeons and Dragons, which is, you know, definitely not the normal story you hear when it comes to that. And it was pretty interesting. But once we finished all of that, I looked into the hobby more, and I found out more and more about it. I found out some new games, and since I'm a huge horror buff, I got into other games. But I won't get into that now, because actually, this goes into something that I plan to do for the channel going forward. One of the things that I want to do is start giving you guys a little bit more insight in some of the stuff that I do. And one of the hobbies is going to be tabletop. So I was thinking of doing things like, I'm going to have a series called Undead Domain Explains. And I'm going to have different topics that I'll cover from time to time. And one of the first ones is going to be, what are role-playing games? And I'm going to go into it, and I'll also go into a couple of games that I myself play, which used to be Dungeons & Dragons. I don't really play that much anymore, though I'm thinking about getting back into it. One of my favorites of all time, World of Darkness, which it's basically Silent Hill for tabletop, and it's amazing. Though everybody else will know it from Vampire to Masquerade, which is kind of like the biggest elephant in the room when it comes to that. But I didn't get into World of Darkness for that. I got into it for the Silent Hill mortals, you know, humans against the creepy crawlies of the dark, which I thought was incredibly awesome. But then there's the other one that I'm currently into, and actually got some stuff planned for the future about, which is, and I actually have the book right here. I'll show you guys. Call of Cthulhu, and my screen is flickering on it. There we go, it's better. Call of Cthulhu. So I'm sure a lot of you guys may know who Cthulhu is, because it's pretty much become a pop culture thing nowadays. But this game actually has been around for ages. Like, I think it's been like 30 years or something, 25, 30 years. So it's pretty much a cosmic horror based thing, and I think I'm actually spending way too much long on this fact. So you know what? We will get into all of that in a future video. But from now on, let's move on to the next random fact. Random fact number 2. I went to college for web and graphic design. When I left high school, I was kind of being rushed into going into a college, and I wound up picking TCI, which I'm sure some of you may know that name. It's pretty much been a commercial. You'll probably see ads all over the place about it. You know, it's supposed to be one of those accelerated course things, and I actually had the major digital media arts, and when I got into it, it was pretty much web and graphic design. So a lot of the thumbnails and stuff that you see I actually put all of that stuff together in Photoshop from stuff I learned back then. I also learned basic design sense. My own logo is a product of what I've, you know, learned in that school. So when you see the Undead domain logo, I actually made that logo. And, you know, and it's using, you know, and I think it looks pretty damn good. I mean, if you guys agree with me, and go from there. But yeah, so I actually went to college for web and graphic design. I didn't wind up finishing because I found out it wasn't for me. One of the biggest hurdles I've had when it comes to when I took those courses was programming. I'm sorry, when you put a bunch of math in front of me and telling me to figure it out, because when I got to the web design aspect of it, I used to make these beautiful, awesome, great to look at web designs using Photoshop, and then my teacher would come from behind and be like, "Oh, Jesse, that looks great. Make it work." I'm like, "What?" Like, "Make it functional. Let's get the buttons and everything working." I'm like, no. And that's pretty much where I fell apart at. But I still loved graphic design for that sense, so I still pursue it in my own time. And obviously with my channel, I use a lot of it. The only thing I wish I could do more is actually draw. I wish I can actually draw. I wish I had time to actually focus on drawing, but unfortunately, I do not. I actually did learn a lot from that school, and, you know, I regret none of my decisions when it came to it. But hopefully going forward, I'll be able to use it a lot more. So let's move on to the next fact. Random fact number 3. Ready for this one? I have a twin brother. Oh, no! There's someone out there as equally great as I am? But yeah, I actually have a twin brother. So he's a fraternal twin. So, you know, don't be like, "Oh my God, you got someone just like you." know, he's pretty much a complete different guy than me. We have video game hobbies. That's pretty much it. The main stuff we share together. But you know, he's you know, he's a cool guy. And I'll pop up a picture. There we go. Wait, up there. There we go. I'll show you a quick picture of me and him together. But yeah, he you know, twin brother, both 27. June 6th birthday. Always had a sibling that I could love and hate at the same time. Nah, I love you, bro. But what do you call it? But yeah, you know, so I have a twin brother, and I think that's something cool. You know, I know that's something not everybody has. You know, we never really experienced the twin connection thing, like, you know, feeling what they feel and all that other stuff. So, you know, I could say that's probably a false myth. But anyway, we'll move on from there because we don't want to go much into him. Actually, I'll say one more thing about him. I'll be playing more games with him on my channel in the future. He's you'll see his screen name as Closed Book. That's actually something I came up with, Closed Book, because I told him, like, "Dude, why are you such a closed book? You gotta let people read you." And he actually loved the name when I called him a closed book, and he just embraced it. But anyway, let's move on. So let's go on to the next one, which is random fact number 4. I want to make a real video game one day. This is a dream of mine. And, you know, I honestly, I'm still kind of on the fence in terms of whether it'll actually become a reality or not. But that's based on what happens in the future, how much time I'll have on my hands, and, you know, if I can actually buckle down and get things done. But I want to make a real video game. And I say real as in something that you can actually put up on the shelf, you know? Something, I mean, I'm sure it would be a digital game anyway, but you know what I mean? Like, it's something that would stand amongst the indie crowd, you know? Maybe, you know, not like some phone app or, you know, something like that. I want something like story or action. And honestly, I'm actually bringing that towards my channel. One of the things I'm thinking about putting up is I'm going to start looking into some, what's it called? RPG Maker. I have it. I got it in a bundle from the Humble Bundle not too long ago. And if you guys don't know Humble Bundle, I'll actually put a link so you guys can check it out. But I got a lot of cool gaming development stuff, and I actually want to use a lot of that stuff one day. So I'm going to start, again, it's not going to be a hard series in terms of like all the time, like a schedule or something. It's not going to be that. It's going to be something that I'm going to show you guys my inner workings as I try to piece together what RPG Maker is and try to make some sort of thing that resembles a game. And actually one of the cool things that I got in my bundle is some zombie related things. So, you know, doing a zombie RPG may not be all like, but you know what? It's a start, and I'm going to try it. So I'm going to do a couple of videos, and it'll probably be like, you know, game dev with Undead Domain or something. And, you know, we'll see how far we can actually take that, because that would be amazing if I can actually do something with that one. But, you know, that comes back to my dream of making the perfect zombie game. But that's way down the line. But yeah, I have so many ideas, and it's just like, I want to bring them to fruition one day. So hopefully, we'll see what happens going forward. So let's move on to the next random fact. Random fact number 5. I have gone to New York Comic Con 3 years in a row. Unfortunately, I've missed the last 2, but I'm going back this year. I already have my ticket. But I went 3 years in a row. And I actually went during the 3 years when the Walking Dead TV show was first coming out. They first showed the previews for the Walking Dead at New York Comic Con for the first season, the very first few minutes, and I was in that auditorium in IGN Theater, and it was amazing. You know, the panels, seeing all the actors. You know, I've even asked questions to Robert Kirkman. I have a signed copy of Walking Dead graphic novel, the hardcover volume 1. I have the first page, the title page for it, signed by Robert Kirkman. Okay, I have met and shaken that man's hand, and it is amazing, and it's a feat. And I will actually show a picture right here that I took with one of those Comic Cons that I went to. Comic Con is amazing, and it's an awesome experience that I've done in the past, and I want to go back to it. I missed the last 2 because of one job situations, and you know, basically I didn't have time to do what I wanted to do. But now this year I am going. Hell or high water, damn. But another thing though is I'm actually going, like a couple of weeks from now, as of this recording, I'm actually going to Necronomicon, which is actually a H.P. Lovecraft Call of Cthulhu convention that is taking place in Providence, Rhode Island. I'll actually be over there with my brother. We're taking a small little road trip, renting a car, and I think it'll be pretty cool and a lot of fun. I might even do a vlog while I'm out there and show you guys, you know, using my fancy new phone and show you guys, what do you call it, me and my brother riding over there, which would be pretty awesome. So, with that, we'll move on to the next fact. Number 6. This one's a tiny bit embarrassing, but honestly, I think number 7 is more embarrassing. But let's stick with number 6. I have only been to 4 states in the U.S., and I've never been on a plane. I'm so small traveled, like tiny. Like, I've barely been anywhere. New York, basically, I know the entire city. Brooklyn, Queens. I've been to Staten Island a couple times. But in terms of what I've done, I've only gone to New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. That's it. Nothing else. That's about to increase when I take this road trip with my brother, because we got to go to Connecticut, and then we're going to be in Rhode Island proper. So that I add 2 more states to my 4-state limit. But as you know, it's pretty small travel no matter what. And I've never been on a plane. I've never been to Florida. I've never been to California. Never been to Puerto Rico. And actually, talking about Puerto Rico, let's move on to my next fact. Number 7. I'm of Puerto Rican descent, but I've never been to Puerto Rico, and I can't speak Spanish at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can trip my way through a conversation in terms of understanding, but in terms of speaking fluently, no. God, no. it falls apart. I'm as far away from my culture as I can possibly be, I think. And it's unfortunate, and I plan to look into it and, really learn and all this other stuff in the future. But it kind of just stems from my past. My parents always used Spanish to keep things from me and my brother, so I never bothered to really learn the language. Even when I was in school, once I passed the class, I forgot all about it. So it's like, yeah, Spanish. I'd love to fix it, but I don't have time. Learning a language? You know how much effort that takes? One day. I promise you guys. One day. So, let's move on to random fact number 8. Random fact number 8. I go through phases in my interest. It's kind of like a cycle. You know how when somebody says that teenager's going through a phase? I have that when it comes to my interests. Except for, I always come back to them. It's a rotating thing. There's no particular order, and something could strike my fancy at any time and just get me into a particular genre or franchise or thing of that nature. And actually, this is one of the things I'm going to bring into my channel. Yes, my name is Undead Domain. Not going to just have zombie games on here. Obviously, I focused on Minecraft a lot in the past, and I'm still going to have that Minecraft there, but I'm going to be throwing pretty much whatever I feel like is in my phase at the time and throw it on the channel and see what you guys think. So, for example, if I feel like playing some Star Wars games, I'll start throwing Star Wars up. If I feel like I want to do more zombies, I'll do zombies, which I'm probably going to start off with zombies just to get into the thick of things. If I want to do fantasy, maybe I'll start playing fantasy. If I want to start playing horror games, and, not like Five Nights at Freddy horror, but I mean like story horror, maybe like Evil Within or something like that, I'll throw it on. I actually have quite a few games. I'm looking at my desktop right now behind the camera, and I'm just like, yeah, I'd want to play that, I want to play that. It's pretty much, I'm going to be a lot more freeform on my channel. So you guys are going to see a lot more of my interest popping up and beyond just zombies. So you guys can check out a little bit of everything, and I think that's a good thing. It'll keep the channel varied, and it kind of was what I was trying to do from the get-go. Then everyone's telling me otherwise, and I get influenced, and stuff happens. But anyway, let's keep moving. So with number 8, we'll keep on moving on to number 9. Number 9, I met my girlfriend, LuckyGurlB, through an online dating service. And you want to know the name of that dating service? Geek to Geek. So yeah, I thought I'd share you guys with what I've done, where me and Anita, LuckyGurlB, met up, and yeah, that's how it started. And it's actually kind of funny story. I was actually paying on the website because I was kind of tired of the game, and I decided that I was going to be completely honest and forefront on my profile and tell everything and anything under the sun as in-depth as I possibly could get. And I had a pretty snazzy picture on there too. I actually show that up here. So while I was there, I saw LuckyGurlB, which her name wasn't LuckyGurlB, it just said Anita. So I decided, she looks cute. Well, let's go, let's see. And what you do in the dating thing is you have to wink at them in order to get their attention. And if they want to, they can message you after the fact. So I winked at her. She winked back. So I was like, oh, all right, cool. We got some interest here. So I winked back again. She winked back, and then I sent an actual message. Since I was paying for the service, I was able to send messages to people. So I sent a message to her saying, hi, how you doing? You seem pretty cool, and because she had an in-depth profile as well. And I sent the message. After I sent the message, I got a wink. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So I sent another message. And, I was just saying, it's like, yeah, I see you're winking at me, so what's up? You want to talk a little bit, or what's the deal? And he winked at me again. And I'm like, oh, I get it. She doesn't have a pay account. She can't message me back. I get it. So I went into the email, and I used parentheses, and I pretty much spelled out my email during a regular message, because you can't just give your email over the thing. They'll know. So I broke it up into like 3 parts, put them in parentheses, and then I said, at Yahoo at the end, and I put at the real way. I didn't put the @ symbol. And then I got a message in there, and then we just hit it off from there. So we talked, and that's how we met. We met through an online dating service. I think that's always pretty cool. But finally, we get to the end. Fact number 10. And this is kind of one of my personal ones that you could say you could be slightly embarrassed, but then I'm just like, nah, I had fun when I did all of that. But anyway, I once genuinely believed that the world was going to end with a zombie apocalypse, and I actually had a plan on how I was going to survive. And I really went in depth on this. Like, I had an entire A to B work, like where will I be when it happens and all this other stuff. And the thing is, I literally had this thing, like the way I don't get me wrong, I never did one of those doomsday preppers things where I had like a bunker and stuff like that. That's extreme and way beyond my financial limit. But everything was more about the knowledge of, knowing what kind of little survival things here and there I should know, how I would survive the early of it, and with all that extra time I'd probably learn all the other stuff. But in the gist of what I did was, see, I was with my parents when I had this plan. And the plan was this. I was, whatever means I had to do to get home, it depended on wherever. And I had multiple contingency plans based on wherever I was. But the focus was to get back home. Once I got back home and secured the apartment, which was on the 3rd floor of a 6-family house. Once I secured the apartment, enough to be able to start, going through the other apartments and stocking things and getting things prepared, I'd go out, and if I could somehow be able to do it safely, I'd have to get my hands on some pair of trucks, some 18-wheelers. So my goal was, it was a small block filled with 6-family apartment buildings. So, they were like little side-by-sides, all the way going down, up and down the block. So I figured if I took an 18-wheeler, a semi, and took it and blocked each side of the intersections on the side of the blocks that I was on. Then I would take little, smaller cars, probably SUVs or something, and put them underneath the gaps of where the truck was. Do that so that would take 8 cars, so 4 cars on each side. That would pretty much isolate the block. It wouldn't stop zombies from coming through, but it'd slow down their numbers considerably, which would be able to, I'd be able to go out, clean them up, knock them out, move on to the next, and, basically free up the entire block for long periods of time so that I could loot all the other apartment buildings in the area. So I had this entire plan, and the thing is, on top of this plan, the neighborhood I was in, their roofs were all connected on the same block you were on. So if you played your card right, you could roof hop, between the two. Not even roof hop, because they're all connected, so you could just walk across. Go all the way around the entire block, and then if I cleared those apartment buildings, or a couple of that came to the base, I could try another semi-trick on the next block over, and then keep on expanding it, and, going from there, and finding survivors. And again, like I had an entire plan, and I was ready to rock. I literally thought the world was going to end in 2012. It was December 23rd, I believe it was, the Mayan calendar. I thought it was going to be a zombie apocalypse. So I was really planning for that. Like, and I still can't get over it right now, how much I really believed back then. But it's just like, oh, God, Jesse, what the hell were you doing? So with that, I when the time came and nothing happened, I kind of was like, wait, all my plans, what happened? Wait, I have to get a real job and start looking towards a career? What? No. Like, I literally 2 weeks later, I quit my job to try to find a career, and I've been on that road ever since. Right now, I'm doing the security guard thing, and I'm having, I'm good with it, and I have a long-term plan with it. But I'm just saying, like, I kind of was stopping everything back then just for that. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is the person behind the games. 10 random facts about Undead Domain. So I'm supposed to tag people at the end of this. So I figured I'd tag 3 people that I either plan to or have played with in the past. So the first one is going to be Cubed Gaming. I want you to do a 10 random facts, a person behind the games video, and tell us a little bit more about you and your channel. I also wanna tag Maddie Liz XD. She's one of the people I've been playing a lot of Minecraft with off camera, and now we're starting to do it on camera with the new server. So I want to see her more information with what she got too. And then the other person is the person I've been doing Journeys to Adventure with this entire time, Butamus, Andrew. I challenge you as well to give me the person behind the games. 10 random facts or questions, however you want to phrase them. So everyone. And I want to thank Dorkgasm Crispy for challenging me and letting me share with you guys a little bit more about myself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Before I go, I just want to let you know that yes, my channel's coming back. I'm going to start doing content and trying to get stuff out on the regular. Nothing scheduled. I'm not, like, that's not to say I'll go weeks without a video, but I'm saying like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like I'm not doing that. I put up videos as they come now. Whenever I have a video and I think it should go up and I have it ready to go, it goes up. I'm hoping not to overload you guys, because with that thing I could wind up putting a lot of videos up at once, but that's not going to be the case. Hopefully I'm going to try to stagger it out a little bit in the beginning, and as I get more comfortable and be able to get into the thick of it, we'll go from there. I'll probably have a main series that I'm always putting up bi-daily, I guess would be the word, every other day, and then I'll have other games going in between. Honestly, I think the Minecraft server is going to be pretty big and something I play a lot of in the future, so you guys will be able to see a lot of stuff from that, and I have a lot of it banked up, so I'm going to start releasing them as soon as possible. But the first video that you guys are going to see is one you guys have all been waiting for, the return of the Minecraft zombie mod pack. We're not doing Crafting Dead, we're doing another mod pack called 7 Days to Mine, and hopefully I can get that up to you guys by the weekend at some point. And then after that, I'll start doing some other games, and nothing's set in stone, so you guys just keep an eye out and see what games catch your fancy. Please tell me what you guys would like to see in the comments, because the thing is, I have over 570 games on Steam, and that's not including games I got off Humble Bundle that are DRM free or great old games. So suggest a way. I probably have it. So another thing is my Twitch channel. I'm gonna start doing a lot more Twitch. I'm gonna do more, and then I'm gonna cut those videos up and put them into highlight videos for the channel. That way you guys get a little column A, a little column B. You got my ongoing series stuff, and then you'll have highlights from streams. So I have a lot of plans for the future. I hope you guys are along with me. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to say it now, but I'm going to probably come up with a new thing later. But for now, I want to thank you all for watching. If you like what you saw, be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. And remember, every time you guys like, every time you guys comment, you guys help. Tell me, what do you want? It brings more traffic to the channel. Everything always helps. So I want to thank you guys. And if you guys are new to my channel, if you like this video or like what I currently have, because honestly, you'll be seeing a lot of similar stuff, subscribe. There's a lot of great content upcoming. A lot of good people that I'll be playing with, and we'll go from there. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.